Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Alden LaCroix.
Welcome back. Activity starting to bubble up this evening. Already getting some reports of thunder off in the distance for you folks up into Oak Ridge, even some up toward McKenzie Bridge. Now here's a live look across areas of Eugene. We're actually going to take the banner off just for a second so you can actually see these thunderstorms off in the distance. Again, these have been bubbling up here in the past couple of hours or so. And again, what happens is the afternoon heat bubbles up any little bit of moisture that we have, and the higher elevations tends to lift that moisture. In fact, you can see that right here, producing those isolated thunderstorms. But if you look off in the distance, this right here is actually one big thunderstorm kind of behind it. We're going to flash forward to the radar and you can actually see it off toward the distance. In fact, Skycam located right towards downtown Eugene, aimed right up into the Cascades right now. And that's where we're tracking a pretty strong thunderstorm across Sun River, areas of Lapine. Again, that's making up toward the Mount Bachelor area and the Three Sisters. Again, this location right here is higher terrain, some of the highest peaks in the entire state. So that moisture lifts, condenses, and produces those thunderstorms. But eventually we could see a few of those kind of tracking across areas of Oak Ridge by tomorrow. There's a much more complex area of thunderstorms down to the south. You can see rapidly approaching. Again, this moisture right here will arrive toward tomorrow, and that's when we're expecting the peak of those thunderstorms. Notice down toward the south, we have a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. And again, anytime we get these, yes, it is raining with these storms, but we can have a lightning strike that kind of extends from that thunderhead. In fact, this was the fire that we had started yesterday, the Piper Lake fire. Still sitting at 20 acres though. But again, you can see those gusty winds around those thunderstorms could pose more of a threat to that fire and also producing a new one. So we're going to be watching that very closely as our moisture source continues to get pulled up from the south. Again, it's kind of like a pulley system. We have the low pressure offshore producing counterclockwise flow, low pressure across the, high pressure across the Intermountain West producing clockwise. So when again that moisture gets drifted up right toward our neck of the woods, and that's why we have this red flag warning in place. Now those extra polygons that you can kind of see within the pink, those are severe thunderstorm warnings toward Lake County and down toward the south. But for the most part, we are going to be tracking the severe thunderstorms all the way through about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Activity is going to start to lessen, but we still are expecting a pretty active afternoon all the way through Friday evening. Hopefully some calmer weather by the weekend. Still sitting in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Here's those isolated showers still remaining in place, but it's realistically Wednesday evening, You can see activity really picks up, even the possibility of some stronger storms, as you can see right there near Oak Ridge. We're going to be watching it closely, but at least for the 7-day, even the coast could get a few rumbles of thunder early on Thursday morning. And the reason why is that leftover moisture from the thunderstorms that are expected to develop Wednesday evening. Across Umpqua, yes, there's a chance of a thunderstorm on Thursday, but again, most of this activity is going to remain up into the Cascades, where you can see all the way through about Friday, we're expecting activity to remain. But for the Willamette Valley, sitting at about 90 on Wednesday, and you can see it is going to be much cooler. And finally, a break heading into Sunday, high temperatures around 78 degrees.
Eugene has been awarded a